Hello and welcome back to DMF Films. Two major influences in the early 80s led to our next picture, the first being the shooting death of John Lennon, and the second being a Disney picture called The Devil and Max Devlin. We pretty much ripped off the storyline and placed John Lennon into the role played by Elliot Gould in the real movie. And imagine that Bill Cosby played the devil in the Disney picture. You'll see some familiar faces in this movie. My brother Alan, who really stretched himself in this one, plays two roles. He shows up as the devil, and he plays Yoko Ono. Newcomer Jimmy M., who was a friend of mine, plays John Lennon. And then you'll see some of my neighbors, Rachel and Jenny, and I make my cameo. I'll try to explain the plot as we go, but basically John Lennon, after his assassination, finds himself in hell, and he's told he could come back to Earth if he would sign over 3 souls to the devil. Well, in the end, John's conscience gets to him. He does the right thing. But does he really get rewarded? No, I don't think so. Sit back, relax, and enjoy The Devil and John Lennon. So the thing about The Devil and John Lennon is that it features some of our best scenery and special effects to date, but unfortunately also features some of the worst. We're going to open in New York City with John Lennon being shot by David Chapman, right here, and that's me. Boom. He's going to die and find himself in hell facing the devil, who is played by my brother Alan. This was a brilliant selection for scenery as we went across the street to a red clay bank. With the exception of the greenery in the background, it was perfect. So John's being told that if he goes back up to Earth and gets 3 souls to sign themselves over to the devil, he will be allowed to live again. So John accepts this challenge. And here he is being plopped right beside his lovely wife, Yoko Ono, who is also played by Alan. So John Lennon's back on Earth, and our first victim is going to be me, and he's running up to ask for John Lennon's signature on his album. But John says, you have to sign my hand to do so, which is the secret way to sign your soul over. Boing, there I go. And now all of a sudden, I don't like John Lennon because I'm evil and I'm headed to you-know-where. Here's where the film gets bad. We've got some young ladies who are coming up asking for autographs. The same sort of scene repeats itself. John says, sign my hand, and as soon as they do so, he's getting slapped, and he's like, what's going on? So here's another young lady. This is one of my neighbors, and again, we are very out of focus. I don't think pre-video cameras you could really see in a Super 8 camera what it looked like until the film was done, which was a major disadvantage, and I'm sure why we moved on in technology. Anyway, so now he's got his 3 souls, and his conscience is getting to him, and here comes the devil, going to plop right into him, into the film, and that's another great piece of special effect. John Lennon says, I am not going to do this. He wipes his hand clean, which in effect saves the 3 souls, but the devil banishes him back to hell, unlike in the movie when Elliot Gould was spared. No, John Lennon goes back to hell. As you see, he falls into the depths of blackness. And that's the movie, The Devil and John Lennon. We're going to close with some Dairy Queen commercial here and a little snippet from Laverne and Shirley. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time for DMF Classics.